Yo, what up, what up, what up? Happy Black History Month, guys. Happy Lunar New Year. To all my Asians out there, it is the year of the tiger. Guys, my voice is back, okay? You are listening to the world famous, the one and only top-ranked award-winning Behind the Baller podcast. Recorded in 8K high definition stereo sound. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Dust Brothers production. We are a fully independent brand studio. And of course, I am your host, Ben Baller, also known as the Korean John Cusack, also known as Mr. Bad Back, aka the Washed Lord, aka the Asian Crazy Bear, aka the guy without an IG page. Still without a fucking Instagram page. But it's all good. It's all good, guys. It's all love. How the fuck are you, BTB Army? Yep, I know. We're giving away, I'm giving away a bunch of clothes. Thousands and thousands of dollars worth of fucking brand name, Nike, all kinds of shit. I'm going to pick the fucking winner. I don't know how the fuck it got fucked up on the podcast. I gave clear instructions. And it's like, people were like, I think I should win because, I need clothes. Like, what? Anyways, I just wanted to say, without an Instagram page, I was worried about my drop with Network. Okay. This is a sick ass item. Motherfuckers already got their toasters. And that shit just dropped on Monday. It is Thursday. You want to talk about lightning fast service? And this was a very highly sought after item. People were like, okay, whatever. Look, y'all could talk shit, say what you want, but, I'm hyped. All right? This is an item that's going to be cool and something you can fucking use. It's a conversation piece. Imagine, you were chilling, go on a first date, whatever. Chick spends the night, and you want to make her a bagel or something. She comes over. Like, is that a gold toaster? Right there. Look, she wants to get back in the bed and smash again. Come on, guys, think. Anyways, while I was doing the hosting the live inside the Network app, someone's like, yo, when you dropping the gold money counter, blah, blah. And I'm sick of hearing that shit. It is every drop. When's the gold money? I said, I'm not doing it again. Now you motherfuckers want me to do it again. There's 1,500 in existence, and there's like 60,000 people that want it. And that's the problem. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Might have to just do a summer starter pack, and go crazy and drop it again. But I want to say thank you. No Instagram page. The guys at Network had my mailing list. I need to get more on point. But I'm, obviously, again, I'm strengthening the podcast. We're getting more content here. We have interviews, entrepreneurs. I got some guests coming on pretty much for the rest of the month and next month. I got guests almost every week, if not every single fucking episode, right? I'm trying to get this shit cracking. I want to spit more game. I was worried. And sure enough, I was surprised. And I want to thank you guys. I don't know how many of the BTB Army copped, but my gold toaster sold out in 2 minutes and 6 seconds. So just wanted to say thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I am basically focusing on this. I am on Twitter a lot. If you don't have a Twitter account, you should start one just to follow me. I'm being serious. Twitter is a great fucking tool. It's the best when it comes to social media because you could actually click a link. You could see certain things. There's no censorship there about stuff. They're not tripping about fucking cannabis or whatever. You could even fuck around and see a dick, a pussy, all kinds of shit. But all the jokes start at Twitter. And then the memes get started at Twitter. And then they go to Instagram. But whatever. It's all good. Guys, this episode is brought to you by the good folks over at SoleSavy.com. That's SoleSavy.com. The leaders in assisting you, the sneakerheads, on getting sneakers at retail. Okay? Avoid paying resale. These guys are fucking very smart. Great interview. In fact, today our special guest is the founder of SoleSavy. So we will get there shortly. Just want to talk about a few things. And my voice is back, so I'm like excited. I was browsing Twitter and I came across this article about young Corey. Don't know how many of you people even know who young Corey is. He is a young black man from Sacramento, California, lived in the Bay. And I don't think he really had, a whole lot. He just was, he was very talented. He could dance. He was promoting some clubs at a very young age. Wasn't even 21. I met this kid. He was like 18. Met him like back in '09. And he's just a good kid, whatever. I didn't think too much about him. He loves skating and all kinds of stuff. And one thing I noticed about him is no matter how much I fucking badgered him or, hazed him and, just gave him a ton of shit, this guy soaked up game. And now he's featured on the hundreds. And I've seen Complex and a couple of the big sites. They all talk about him. He owns a company called Circulate. Obviously Black-owned business. And he's partnered with the NFL. He just went to Fashion Week in Paris, was chilling with Nigo and Kenzo and all that stuff. He came up on Fairfax. I got him his first job at Diamond Supply on Fairfax. He was one of the, the people when it was the block, when it was cool to be there. When Tyler, the Creator, wasn't really, he was popular, but like he was just bubbling up. And I just spoke to Tyler yesterday too. It was a great fucking conversation. But, the history of Fairfax is amazing. And they're talking about young Corey and how he became, a business owner that's really doing it now. PacSun collabs and, working with the hundreds and all kinds of shit. And, selling out and doing well and having celebrities wear his shit. And he was, an employee at the Diamond Supply store. I introduced this guy to Nick Diamond for the first time, right? And he's a good guy. He's really happy. He's always positive. He's always honest. He's just a really, really good guy. And the reason why I decided to bring him up is because when we were around back then on Fairfax, there was a bunch of kids who had opportunity. They worked at all the coolest shops, and they just they weren't really hungry. They didn't want more in life. And it's not like Corey wanted to go flex and do certain shit. He was really, really, really focused. He kept his head down. We'd make jokes, and he just, any kind of like roast sessions or when we start bagging on him, it would just bounce off him. He was fine. He laughed. And I'm really, really fucking proud of this guy. Right. And he was never lazy. And the thing about this new generation, he's 30 something years old now. It actually fucked me up. But I've known him since he was 18. So let's see, that's 13 years. So yeah, man, it's crazy. But that new generation, they want that microwave wealth. Microwave oven, get hot real quick, get cold real quicker, right? Get rich quick. They're not thinking about just getting rich, period. How about, I want to be rich by I'm 19. I want to be rich by the time I'm 24. I need to be a millionaire before I'm 25. How about just becoming a millionaire while you can still walk and you can still enjoy shit, So you can still enjoy things before you even leave this earth, right? It's going to happen if you put in the work, if you're smart, you soak up game, surround yourself around the right people. And I think it should happen, preferably when you're smart enough and adult enough not to fuck up that paper. So understand, man, sit back, listen to your OGs, listen to the people who are really doing it. Be respectful, right? Shut the fuck up and pay attention. Like, that's real talk. He soaked up a lot of game from 3 or 4 pretty big guys. Now, I don't even give a fuck if he mentions me ever or nothing. I am so proud of this guy that he is really doing it. Hits me all the time. I want to get a Rolex. I want to get this. Shut the fuck up. You need to get none of that shit. Wear your regular ass fucking G-Shock. Wear your motherfucker. Fuck that. All that bullshit. Don't worry about that. I gave this dude his first car. He didn't have a car. He was Ubering here and there. I was like, dog, I got a Prius. I don't drive it here. And I love that Prius. Prius was that shit was tits. Okay? Let the pot cook slow. Low heat, stupid. Okay? Let it simmer. When that motherfucker gets hot, that bitch is going to be, it's going to be well baked, cooked, broiled, braised, all that shit. You put the fucking heat too motherfucking high, you start burning shit, start getting shit hot, the inside's all uneven. Nah, man. Let it simmer. All right. Corey, congrats, young Corey. Fucking love you, bro. I couldn't believe seeing those old pictures. It fucking blew me away. Tyler, Another one. Blows me the fuck away how big he has become now. It's just insane. Congratulations are in order for my boy ASAP Rocky, business partner, my boy, my dog, him and Rihanna having their first baby. They're having a daughter. By the way, I think I already talked about the fact that they were already having a kid. And I never hit him about it, but we did briefly talk via text. Wasn't through phone. It wasn't like whatever. And tell you the truth, I'll get around seeing Flacco when I can. But back to the whole new generation thing, it just kind of bugs me out. You know what I'm saying? It's like everyone wants a Rolex, right? The demand for Rolex is out of control. Everyone wants a luxury car. There's not enough luxury cars, right? Really? Who the fuck has all the money, right? Especially if there's only 1% of the earth that could afford, exotic cars of the country, whatever the fuck you want to say. But there's not enough luxury cars. There's so much, there's too much demand. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, you got bullshit ass fucking McLarens that are going for high price market fucking, if you look, now if the car's super hot, like a Cullinan and certain things, yeah, people will go and spend over and they'll fucking, try to get a loan or whatever. The thing that's funny is they're not giving loans as easy as they used to. Even if your credit's good. They know what the fuck is going on. These motherfuckers will go like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Let me look good for fucking 8 months. I'll let this shit get repo, dog, and I'll start my credit up again. No, that's just that dumbass mentality. But that's not the point of what I'm trying to say right now. There's not enough luxury cars to go around, right? Or Rolexes. Meanwhile, teachers can't afford to buy a home, a basic home, middle America. These are the people that teach our kids. Do you have any idea how much fucking respect I have for teachers? Like, especially the ones that, teach my kids. Like, do you understand? I give them gift cards. I make sure they're like, I always put in. So we need to fix that fucking disconnect and that fucked up offset salary that's going on, because it ain't right. Okay. London and Ryder just started taking jujutsu. They have never practiced any sort of martial art. They did, but it's like, they were doing roll arounds here and there. Taekwondo, it was cap. Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and this dude is like a real competitor. He knows everyone. He's trained with everyone. And, I don't know what to expect, but my wife was like, just take him. All right, cool. They didn't set it up. She did through one of London's best friends. And they went, and London, I don't think you guys understand, right? Like I said, all the issues I've had with him, or his social anxiety, he's come a long way. But when he got kicked in the stomach and wasn't ready, he's out here trying to fight. It's like crazy. But the fact is, he lasted an hour, and he did his thing. Whatever. I was proud. I thought he was going to come back and be like, all right, cool, because his best friend is doing it. But Ryder was out there whooping ass. Ryder's a fucking thick boy. Remember, Ryder's 76 pounds. This motherfucker weighs what I weighed when I was 12. He's 7, okay? He's out there pummeling people, never had any training. He said he was sore as hell. It was amazing to hear him say he was sore. I slept with them last night because we're still having some issues with allergies with Biggie, our Bernedoodle. But this jiu-jitsu thing could be something. And Ryder's going to go back to his class tonight. I'm excited. And, I'm just thinking like, look, man, these guys are doing classes for like $25 fucking dollars for like a couple classes. Like, I don't know, man. The discipline is what is most important. That's the most important thing for me, for the kids to learn some discipline. Yes, sensei, things like that. Just, respect. Look at people in the eye and stuff. Even when I was trying to tell the kids, listen to your teacher, he was like, Dad, I got it. Dad, the sensei was like, Dad, I got it. And I was like, oh shit. All right, let me step back. I just don't want my kids they're a little rambunctious. They short attention spans. They're just out there. So I really respect teachers, man. I really do. And there's some other shit I wanted to get into. I do want to start the show with the interview and everything, right? But I heard this thing the other day. It just drives me crazy when people are like, hey, relax, take your time. It'll get there and it'll get this. And I understand people are trying to relax you, and that's what they're generally saying when it comes to learning how to play golf, learning how to play an instrument, learning anything new, right? The thing is, it's always take your time. Take your time. It's always take your time when you're paying for that person's time, right? Yeah, sure, fucker. Just bill me for another session. Nah, I'm good, man. Like, it's just a weird thing. I just heard that and it drove me fucking crazy. Like I said, it's always take your time when you're paying for their time, right? You're like, oh, relax, don't worry about it. No, listen, time don't give a fuck about you, all right? So that was just on this off. Before we get an interview real quick, they opened this brand new steakhouse downstairs at the Beverly Center. And there's some amazing restaurants there. There's a fucking udon house that's just incredible. Yardbird is really good. Eggslet's obviously just incredible all the time. I just can't eat there all the time. It's just fucking crazy. It's so good. But they opened this new spot called AB Steakhouse. AB Steak. It is a Japanese style Korean barbecue 5-star level, like very fancy, high end, Korean owned. And I had a team meeting with the owners of Shaka. Shakaware is a Korean owned brand. They let it be known when it's time to be known, but they don't want, the brand to seem Korean in any which way. And you'll never know. You would never know, right? The owner of Shaka is a young dude, doesn't like the spotlight, doesn't have an IG page. Basically, he's like my idol as far as living his life. And who knows? He could be listening right now. I don't know what kind of other shit he's in. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker might want to, he might like to have fucking 7 sums. I'm just joking. He's a good dude, solid dude. And, I'm working with these guys on future collaborations. We got some talks with Nordstrom. We got some talks with other things. And I started realizing how fucking amazing their blanks are. People ask me all the time, what's the best t-shirt in the world? I say Stafford, right? But there's these white tees that they sell at Shoe Palace. And it's Maison something. I forgot what the fuck it is. I own 30 of them. Come to find out, Shaka makes those blanks for them. So it's like, look, we're going to start putting out some more t-shirts. My collab sold out real quick. And this is easy stuff to buy. I love dropping t-shirts because that's just my thing. But back to the steakhouse. AB steak was fucking A1. There was a Wagyu ribeye that was absolutely delicious. There was a marinated kalbi that was absolutely delicious. My only complaint was there's no traditional regular kimchi, there's no kaktegi, there's no oiji, no oi kimchi, but it was really, really, really good. I got the aged ribeye and it was all right. Again, when you're eating something so good, and again, if I had that and that's all I had, and I compared it to something else, it was probably amazing, but it was just so fucking good. They have their own style sundubu, which is, the tofu soup, which is delicious. They had kimchi bokkeumbap, which is Korean fried rice, kimchi fried rice. It wasn't bad. It wasn't donggyeoljang, but it was legit. The steak they're ready to go against anybody as far as any of the top dogs in LA. And, they had the egg porridge. This kerango was done like different. There was cheese on top and it just threw me off. Now, if it was breakfast time and there's something else, I would fuck with it. But it was weird with what I was expecting with look, Quarters is one of my favorite Korean barbecue spots in LA. But they put cheese on the meat. I don't give a fuck how rich I am. It's just not my thing. That's not it. That's not what I like, my traditional shit. But anyways, shout out to the owner. Came up to me. Apparently I met him a few years ago at the Unforgettable Asian American Awards. He is, it's so funny. I forgot him at the Unforgettable Awards. He owns, AB Steak. He owns a bar in Koreatown. And I will be going there much more often. It is really, really, really good. In fact, I can't wait to take my employees because they work really hard, like at IF&Co. So anyways, let's get into this interview. I know a lot of sneakerheads that are on here. And by the way, the fan questions were incredible earlier this week, sorry. The motorcycle shit, amazing idea. Talking about motorcycles and the idea about the DJing and talking about DJs and interview DJs. That's something that was just, wow, I got to do it. But yeah, sneakerheads complain all the time. They're always talking about, oh, I hate taking an L on the sneakers app, blah, blah, whatever. It's this bullshit. And, I don't have those problems. But it is a major problem. People talk shit all the time. They're upset because they just want, like even mothers who are trying to get their kid a pair of shoes. And it's already difficult paying $150. You think they want to pay $750? Well, SoleSavy has the answers to that. So let's get into some music. Yeah. Every time I hear that Lakey beat, I'm just like, oh man, Lakey. You're so fucking good. Can't wait to get Lakey on the show, by the way, too. All right, enough of that. Listen, guys, SoleSavy interview coming up right now. Dust Brothers, Miles Davis, Jordan Winter. We will be right back, guys. BTB Army, what's good? You already know. Don't have a lot of sneaker talk on here. I do bring the extracurricular sneaker chat into it because it was obviously a very big part of my life. I still am involved, very low key, but with a lot of influence. You know, I have some big major sneaker collaborations coming this year, next year, and everything else. But more importantly, we have a special guest. He owns a sneaker app, website, all kinds of shit. He's for the people. That's the most important thing. I hear a lot of people crying about this, that, and the third. Oh, I took an L on sneakers and whatever, and I have zero sympathy for you. And that's just the way the game is because I have a love-hate relationship with Nike. But the man of the hour is Dejan Pralica. No one calls him that. I'm just putting the government name out there so you guys could Google and find out all the bad shit about him. But his name is DP. He's a founder, CEO, better known as DP, okay? He has SoleSavy, which he started and he launched after launching Kicks Deals, a popular online resource for buying sneakers at or below retail nearly a decade ago. I don't know how the fuck that's even possible because I've never heard of no shit, buying shit under retail or whatever it may be. But look, as most of you guys know, I have a lot of history in the sneaker game, so I'm excited to get into the state of the game today while looking back at where it came from. You've heard me talk about SoleSavy before. They have been a sponsor on BTB. They're a dope company developing a marketplace for buying and selling sneakers for retail or less. That's no cap, but we're going to find out if it's cap or not, right? Most importantly, bringing a community together who all share a common interest in this massive sneaker industry valued at $100 billion. Also, DP is a new father. He just said that a couple seconds ago. I have a lot of sympathy for him, but at the same time, being another dad, yo, dog, step it up. Ain't no one got no time for no this and that. Your kid don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, being a dad and running a company, it's a different level of stress. It's a different type of energy. I got to say congrats because I'm a father, right, of 3 young kids. Let's just start off with the dad shit, right? How do you juggle being a brand new father and with work?
That was a hell of an intro. Appreciate everything that you said. Fatherhood has taught me a lot. One of the biggest things is honestly just been patience and how to manage my schedule. I think you feel like you're too busy and you have a lot going on in your life, and then you add a child to it and you have no idea what you were in for and how much your life has changed. And but it's an amazing experience. I think, you know, growing up, people talk about what it's like to have a kid and what it means the first time you see him. You don't really understand it until literally that first morning when you wake up and you're like, damn, that is my boy.
First morning. Shit. When it pops out of your wife or your girl's legs, you're like, what the
that was surreal.
Every three kids. Even on the third one, I said, nah. The third one, I think because it was a daughter even, just every time. I don't even cry when I have friends who pass away. It's weird. I have a really weird this things with this morbid stuff because I've lost a lot of friends in life and it's kind of tough to deal with and you think about things. But the baby coming out, man. Dejan, where did you grow up?
Vancouver, Canada. Immigrated to Canada when I was 7 from Serbia.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. I got 2 very good friends who are Serbian. Yes. And, okay, you're a 604 boy.
Yeah.
I used to have a small little apartment in Yaletown way back in the day.
Oh, nice. Yeah, our office is in Yaletown.
So yeah, I love Vancouver, by the way. So let's go back to the early days, okay? Did your hustle, your business savvy, you know, your mind, did that whole situation activate in school? Or was it later in life after you finished school? Or do you think school helped? Break it down to me.
Oh man, out of school for sure. I'm a kid of the internet, of discussion forums, YouTube videos, tutorials. I'm a graphic designer, web designer by trade. I learned everything on the internet. That's where I lived my life. And I found school in, 1990s, 2000s was not for me. It was about science and math and PE. I played basketball, but like, it wasn't for me. There was nothing there to help you become a creative, a designer in a digital world that was evolving. So I really just figured my shit out on my own on the internet.
How old are you, man?
I'm 33.
Oh, okay. No, you're not a little kid. Shit, I thought maybe, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look, I have friends who are from Serbia and they got the full beard at like 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? Some got it at 12.
Oh, yeah.
So you never know how old anybody is.
Yeah.
So when did you become interested in sneakers? About how old were you?
Probably about 15 or 16. I was playing junior basketball at Terry Fox Secondary. I think a lot of Canadians know who Terry Fox is. Americans might not. Are you familiar with him? No. So he ran across Canada for cancer and raised a bunch of money. He's, Canadian hero. The school was named after him where he went to. I say that because we were gifted shoes from Nike in my junior year. That was the first pair of sneakers I ever got. My parents were broke immigrants, didn't have sneaker money. And from then it was an interest of mine, but nothing that like I could sustain on my own. It wasn't until I was about 21 or 22 making my own money working that I was like, okay, I'm interested in sneakers. And kind of the tipping point for that was the Raging Bull Pack in 2009.
Damn, that's kind of late. Yeah, I remember the Raging Bull Pack. I was not collecting Nike. I wasn't wearing Nikes at that point. I stopped wearing Nikes 2004 and got gifted the Galaxy Foams and the Yeezy 2s. And I said, these fucking cocksuckers, man, they want to send a nice little gesture. And this was a point where everyone's getting seated and whatever, boom. And I was like, okay, cool. But that was actually a nice little, that Raging Bulls pack was legit. I'm not gonna lie. When did you first realize it was going to become a business that you were going to put your passion behind?
It took a couple of years. We started Kick Steals in 2011, me and a couple of friends. And it was really just the idea of like, how do we find where to buy stuff? And you said in the intro below retail, like there was a decent stretch there with like Jordans and Nikes that were just kind of sitting. They were available. You could look back as recently as True Blue 3s in 2016. Like they sat, like you could pick them up no problem. Whereas, at this point they're worth double the price and everything's really tough to get. So it was a warm-up period. I think, by 2013, 2014, we realized we had something here, and we were the first player kind of on Twitter, on Instagram, on social media, doing the link game as far as like, here's where to buy this from Nike or Foot Locker, et cetera.
So you were finding the shoes that were sitting, whatever, and then sending people the links.
Yeah. And sometimes stuff that was selling out, preparing people for that in advance.
All right. Well, how are you making money off that if you're doing it on Twitter, like not redirecting to your site or whatever? How are you guys doing money? How are you guys making money?
So that's the affiliate program. Typical affiliate marketing. So it's basically like you grab the link to the website, you encode it with your tracking so you get credit for it. And then when the user clicks through it, you get the sales for that, the commission essentially for driving traffic to, again, whether it's Nike, Foot Locker, Finish Line, whoever it might be.
Okay. And then that later on led to SoleSavy, right?
Yeah. I noticed our revenue dipped 1 year, 30%. Our revenue dipped, but our clicks didn't, our impressions didn't, our statistics were the same except for our revenue. And I started to look into it and I realized it was bots. There was a lot of bots buying product, which meant we weren't getting credit for it. And the people who were trying to buy through our links weren't getting anywhere and they were pissed off. And that took me down a rabbit hole that inspired SoleSavy because I was like, I got to fucking do something about this.
Yeah, I hate bots, man. So how do you go from running a deal site to raising $14.5 million in funding? Now, is that $14.5 million Canadian or $14.5 million American dollars?
American USD.
Okay, so how'd you do that?
It was a 2.5 year journey. We started the company with the premise of there's got to be other people out there like me who just want to wear their damn sneakers, and are collectors and enthusiasts who just love shoes for what they are, not for the hype or what they might be listed on, for resale. So we started that from an audience building perspective and a community building perspective. Let me just find the people who align with that vision and believe in that statement and want to be a part of what we're doing. And we spent, 2 years just understanding community, how to build a community, how to take care of it, nurture it and grow it. And we finally got to the point, like it was right before the pandemic hit, March 2020. We said, okay, we're ready. Let's start fundraising. Let's build product. Let's scale the company. And I called my co-founder, Justin, just like kind of shitting myself. I'm like, man, people are losing their jobs. Like, who's going to want to pay $30 a month for a sneaker subscription, right? A sneaker community, right? And we had this moment of like, oh fuck, we're in trouble. But it was the exact opposite of that, man. It was people had nothing. They got the gym taken away, restaurants, movies, couldn't travel. And they're like, well, what do I love? I love sneakers. Well, who enjoys sneakers as much as I do? And it was this opportunity for us to find more people who are like-minded and bring them together. And we focused on growing the business. Fundraising takes a long ass time. You kind of mentioned, how'd you get there? It took me 15 months to raise that money. But at the end of it, it allowed us to build product and build a future that I think will be beneficial to sneakerheads.
Well, what's the most challenging part about growing a startup? And then what's the most rewarding part about building it?
We're facing the challenge right now as a fully remote company that, we have 59 employees right now. We got to bring them together and make sure we're all humming along. We're working as a team. We're all aligned. And that's hard when you don't get to see your peers in an office, and it's challenging. So you got to work a little bit harder to get those, that work culture established and grow that. And, it's a challenge in this COVID world, but, every challenge comes with a reason. And part of that is like success is just a lot sweeter. I think if it was easy, you wouldn't enjoy it as much. You'd move on. And being able to build something like this with other people who give a shit as much as I do is super rewarding, because, when that next feature hits or we do something successful as a company and members are winning and we're winning, like that just feels so much better when you really care about the culture. And I'll never let that feeling go.
I don't want to shit on the young generation too much.
Go for it.
But you said it's a lot more rewarding, a lot more sweet when when you touch the success.
Yeah.
When you worked hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
These kids don't give a fuck, hard or not. They just want to get there and they don't give a fuck. Yep. So I'm just saying. Anyways, so who is SoleSavy for, and what problem is it solving?
Yeah, SoleSavy is for sneakerheads. New sneakerheads, old sneakerheads, OGs, newbies, whatever you fall in that spectrum. If you love shoes and you love wearing them, or you're just starting, or you're trying to come back into it, we're there to help you through that journey. It's an end-to-end platform, right? The first time you see a picture of a shoe and you go, shit, I want that. How do we help you through that process to the point of purchase where we help you get it? And if you don't get it, what does that look like after? That's why we're building a peer-to-peer marketplace that's getting ready to launch. It's for people who want to wear their shoes. Simply put, I think, seeing people talk on Twitter saying things like this game isn't for people who actually like sneakers anymore should not be the feeling anyone should ever have in this space, right? This is about us. We define the culture. We drive it. We're the ones who wear the shoes. It should not feel like the resellers are winning. And we want to be on the other side of that, just changing that dynamic and giving you the power. If you want the damn shoes, we're going to help you get it.
I mean, I've been there, Doug. I was as OG as you could get for reselling. Just there's a scumbag way of doing things, but at the same time, there's never ever a time I did not wear my most expensive shoes. I don't give a fuck.
And as bots, I say resellers, it's such a catch-all term. Like resell is such a catch-all term. To me, it's like that exploitation of technology and consumers to acquire a product. Like, it's just not fair. Like, it's one thing for you to have a sneaker and me have a sneaker and us sell that to each other. Fair game. Consignment shop, fair game. But when someone's buying hundreds, 200s, doing shady shit, not cool.
Yeah. So what other benefits do members get access to other than getting sneakers for retail?
Man, a lot. And I think one of those things that members really value that from an outside perspective, people don't inherently right off the bat is community. We have a really safe place on the internet to just enjoy sneakers and talk to other people who will appreciate it and respect you. And that can be hard to find on social media sometimes. Outside of that, we're building a lot of great content. We're shooting our first video series. We're throwing events for members, obviously the technology associated with the shoes. We're trying to, again, it's about that like holistic experience. Right now, it might be like, let's get you that shoe. But tomorrow it might be, hey, I need to actually trade this or sell it because I got bills to pay. I got life going on, and my priorities are shifting. But the value that SoleSavy brings you is kind of available through that whole spectrum, that whole experience.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's amazing. Let's talk about reselling, right?
Yeah.
As a whole, how do you think it's affected the sneaker industry, like truly?
I think reselling has always been a part of sneakers. It's just gotten to a point now that it's so easy. It's frictionless. It's like 2 buttons, 3 buttons if you count the sneakers entry. Enter on sneakers, it arrives, throw it up on StockX or Go, you get your money. It's become so frictionless that anyone can do it. And it's turned sneakers into an asset class, a commodity. I get it. I just think as maybe a younger OG that I just don't care for it because I just want to wear my damn shit. And I don't think it's fair that the mother of two who wants to get her kid the cool gray 11s has to spend $60 more because someone else is flipping it to make $60. Like, I just think the playing field needs to be more level, and we can help through that change. But I think as an industry as a whole, we gotta shift some things.
I used to be able to walk into a Foot Locker in 1988, 89. And I'd walk in and he'd be like, oh shit, there's a Jordan 3s right there. Damn. Yeah. White cement, black cement, gorgeous. Have my size. It wasn't that there was a limited run. It was what, they thought they could have. And it was sitting on shelves, whatever. And it was the fact that if you could afford them, the outstanding price of $100, which technically, as inflation has hit a lot of people, it should probably be $400-$500 right now, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into what Nike pays for making the shoes. But if you wanted to get a shoe and you could afford it, you go get it.
Yeah.
Can you explain the current landscape of buying sneakers online? Because how about this? And some people say, it must be nice and blah, blah. I joined the Clubhouse chat with a bunch of somewhat newer, prominent speaker guys, whatever. And they're crying about the sneakers app here and there. I see it all the time trending. I have never seen the sneakers app. I only know it says you copped, or what does it say? The sign? You got them.
Yeah, got them.
Bro, I don't know shit about the sneakers app. Motherfucker, I'm not buying no shoes. And again, I know I'll buy some shoes for my kids. They wear the Air Max 270s, the basic shit for schools. But I'm not going out there and whatever. I mean, of course, they have some fly shit. Yeezy, Kanye sends a bunch of stuff for them here and there. They don't even like the shoes. But I have not bought anything online. I rarely buy shoes. I just won't. And that's just me because I'm an old man and I'm grumpy, But to your eyes, 33-year-old, you're in the cusp between the young whippersnappers that I want to smack the shit out of, and then the older guys, which maybe you do pay some homage to, and some of them maybe are a little annoying, and you're like, man, dog, I wish this guy would just stop all the fucking old stories. Okay, cool. Explain the sneaker landscape of buying sneakers like online now.
I don't touch sneakers app at all. Like I don't even open it. I don't throw an entry. That app is fundamentally broken from a statistical standpoint, from data analysis. It's not in a good place. And I think it's ruined a lot of people's experiences in sneakers because it's their only option. And I think, or they feel like it's their only option. And what I want to say to that is you got a world of opportunity. It's just from a marketing standpoint, the brands are telling you got these 3 places to buy from. And we're telling our members, you actually got like 20, 30 options. There's restocks happening every day. Cool Grays, released in December. They're still releasing now. Drops happening in Canada. Restocks are popping up. Like it's like it has evolved so much digitally that people have not caught up to that. And at the same time, nothing's been built to help you keep up with that shit. It's only been botters really creating technology so they can scoop up all that stuff. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. It's just like,
where are you notifying people about restocks? Like where? Like Nike.com and like Foot Locker at Shoe Palace? Like what do you?
No, none of. So Shoe Palace is one of them. We focus on websites that have bot protection. Okay. Without bot protection, you're kind of you're fighting a fight that's not worth it, right? Foot Locker, bot protection doesn't really exist. Nike is whatever. I'm talking about Shoe Palace is one of them. If the inventory is right, you got Jimmy Jazz, DTLR, Kith, Undefeated, Dark Side Initiative. There's stores like that have good bot protection. Ama Manier, who fucking crushed it all of last year with their drops. Those type of stores that are putting their best foot forward for consumers is what we're monitoring and putting those notifications in front of our members, whether through it's the community, whether through it's our app, et cetera, et cetera.
But you're talking about GRs, Cool Grays. Like I was never a fan of Cool Grays. I got them just because I was a sneakerhead and you had to have them. But like, I'm thinking like, what about the tier 0? Like let's say for instance, Travis Scott Low.
No.
Like, what do you do about that then? How do you get those at retail?
No, those we communicate to people. Hey, they're really, really limited. Nike made 12,000 pairs. It's going to be raffles everywhere. Manage your expectations. We're going to help save you as much time as we can, keep you on top of the million raffles that'll happen through raffle management. But this is a release where you don't have any control over it, right? The Ama Manier Jordan 1s, the Jordan 3s, those we can help people. We can help them through the process, prepare them with the tech, the tools, the resources, et cetera. There's a balance, right? And I think I'll say this right now. If you think there's guaranteed success in sneakers, you're just wrong. If someone's telling you there's guaranteed success, they're lying. We will never say that to you. Bots don't guarantee that either.
I had an ex-sneakers app developer. How fucked up is this? I'm like, damn, dog, I don't know what kind of NDAs you must have signed, but you're about to go get sued and fucked up. He was on that Clubhouse chat.
Yeah.
And he said it's set for failure. Told him straight out. He goes, just so you know, if you've won a few shoes, chances are you might as well just keep buying shoes. You're going to keep winning because the algorithm is hitting your thing. There's 5 things to look for, blah, blah, whatever. And I was like, Jesus Christ, motherfuckers doing this shit over some GRs, man. It's crazy. So like when I think about a Travis Scott or whatever, and you said 12,000 pairs. Do you know how not rare? Like I wouldn't even wear shoes. I had more than 500 to 1,000 pairs made. Like 12,000 pairs.
But we're talking hundreds of thousands for everything else.
Oh no, bro! The last time they made the Bread 11s, it was 1.5, 1.6 million.
Yeah.
When I heard those numbers, I almost had diarrhea and vomit at the same time, which I've never had before. Let me explain something to you quick.
Yeah.
When I designed and created the Sean Witherspoon Air Max 197, when they told us how many pairs were coming out, I shot myself in the foot about it, but I just said, look, have you lost your fucking mind?
It was hundreds of thousands, right?
175,000. I said, look, and you want to sell it for this? And I was like, look, you guys are all about money anyway. Let's put the shoe at $250. Do you have any idea the level of what we put into that sock liner? Do you have any, put on another Air Max, which are comfortable, and tell me it's going to be more softer and more comfy and more cushiony than that satin sock liner. You're not going to, period, because we put everything into that shoe. All 12 of us, but realistically, off maybe 4 or 5 of us really who put in effort to put that shoe out. Man, motherfucker, that 175 was gone like shit. Worldwide, Australia, everything. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm trying to get other pairs for other people. They didn't make the kid sizes for retail. All my kids got them. I think I still have a few pairs of some there. And like, when they're really young, they don't touch the floor. You know what I'm saying? They're little kids. So I don't know. I made they made me 101s and whatever. But all I'm saying is, sneaker community is a fucking beast right now. Because
it's changed so much.
Cool Grays, it had to be at least 1 million.
Oh, easy.
And so if there's 1 million, think, man, it's just fucking, the demand is insane. Regardless, because if you see, and I love him, he's a kid, he's good. I mean, Benjamin Kicks, whatever. But I was disappointed because the Jordan family are friends of mine. I don't mean the Jordan brand. I'm talking about Michael Jordan and his kids, When I seen the trophy room ones, and I got the ones with the blue laces and whatever, and Mark's my boy. But when I seen Benjamin Kicks, I mean, look, to post, I was the original person to post stockroom pics, but to post like 400, 700, like asinine, ridiculous numbers, and that was already 10,000, 13,000 pairs, which I didn't know that was a rare number. When I found out that was a rare number, I felt like, yo, dog, come on, man. And if he's listening to this, because I know Marcus does here and there, I'm sure he'll be upset about it, whatever, but he doesn't care. But it's just wild for someone to have that kind of access, because that's just fucked up. But
it is. And that's what it comes back to, is like, I don't think the brands expected this exponential growth the last, let's say, 5 years. They're trying to keep up with it. They miscalculated stuff. They're getting better at it. But ultimately, like, a ton of people are into sneakers now and want sneakers more than ever. And there's not as much inventory. And then to top it off, there's like this whole group in the corner that's like, no, I'm going to fuck this up and I'm going to buy it all with my bot or through my back doors or whatever it might be. And that just ruins the trust. It doesn't make it fun. I think a lot of people just don't think sneakers are fun anymore. And I don't know what got you out of it as seriously, but
Well, I mean, what got me out was I was involved with Nike. I was working for Nike, and, it became a business. Same thing with music.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't even listen to new music anymore because it's gotten me that point. What is it about sneaker community that is so important to you?
It's about people. I just believe, the next decade of the internet, social media is going to be defined by community. And that's just a simple fact of like, I love this thing and you love it and we can be homies about it. It's hard to make friends. And when people just inherently understand you for who you are because of your interest, it's just a lot easier to be yourself. Like, I got 500 pairs of shoes. I say that to, VCs when I'm raising money, and they laugh at me. They're like, why the fuck do you need that many sneakers? But I say that to a new member who just joined, and they go, oh, that's dope. How do you take care of them? Where do you store them? Like, that's amazing. How does your wife put up with that shit? Right. It's just that feeling of really building friendships online that can be hard. And it brings people together. It makes them feel like, there's some more purpose in what they do outside of just wearing the sneakers.
I mean, bro, I had 500 in like 2001 or 2002. And then when I got to like 500, my mom was like, hey man, a couple hundred, 200 here and there, okay, now people may think, something's wrong with you, and this is way before anyone could even comprehend this type of shit. I had 1,800 pairs, dog. I had 1,800 pairs. And, and I was occupying 3 bedrooms now in a place. I was like, yeah, I didn't even need a place this big, but it's crazy. Do you, is there anything like Nike Talk now? Is there anything like that? I heard there's Facebook groups. I'm so out of the loop.
Oh, you're okay. Yeah. Nike Talk's still kicking. Obviously there's Facebook groups.
It's still around?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. Is Nike Talk popular or is it just?
I mean, I'm not on there. I've kind of looked through it just to kind of see like what the landscape is like. It's been a minute. I probably haven't been on in a year now. Prior to fundraising. That's not that
long ago, man. I haven't been on in fucking like 14 years.
It was more market research for me, just kind of as we were raising, right? Just kind of what's in the landscape around community. But yeah, Facebook groups, Twitter spaces, Twitter groups, Twitter communities, Instagram stuff. Like everyone's trying to find community, but it's really hard to do properly. And again, it's just if you can bring that value in a safe place to be who you are on the internet, that counts.
So what are your biggest issues that you deal with, that you face on a day-to-day basis?
As a CEO founder or a sneakerhead?
As a mixture of both. Let's start with the CEO of SoleSavy. What's the biggest issues you deal with on a day-to-day basis?
It is really about, being a leader. I'm a first-time founder. I have 56 employees, and I feel like naturally I'm good with people and being a leader, but I'm still young. I have a lot to learn, and it's every day there's a new challenge. There's always chaos coming my way, whether it's chaos in building product, in people and hiring, and how we're trying to change the dynamic in the sneaker industry. There's always chaos in front of me, and just managing that in a way with a 8-month-old somewhere pulling my hair and screaming is challenging, but it's a ton of fucking fun because I love what I do, and that drives me more than anything.
Okay, so are your employees remote, or is there an office? Is there?
Yeah, fully remote. We're pushing 60 employees now.
So most of them are just basically working at home?
Yeah, working at home. We got 15 in Vancouver, 10 in Toronto, 10 in New York, and everyone else is kind of sprinkled out within the US and Canada.
Have you guys since ever all been in the same room together or no?
Yeah, we did when we were 36 people. We met in Phoenix. It was a great experience. I got to meet everyone for the first time. Everyone thought I was short. I'm 6'3", and everyone was kind of just surprised I was tall. And that kind of just says everything about Zoom. Like you can't read people's body language.
Oh yeah, of course. People think I'm fucking short. You know what I mean? I'm not tall, but I mean, shit, I'm 6 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, right.
What are you, size 12, 13?
11. Yeah.
Oh shit, we're the same size. I got some heat, bro.
We'll talk.
Anyways, you know what my biggest problem about being a boss is?
Yeah.
But no matter how much people think I'm an asshole and I like to talk shit, I like to talk shit to rile people up and to have fun. I know people do get upset and whatever, and I don't have no sympathy for them because I'm like, listen, toughen up your skin.
Yeah.
You truly want to know what the real situation is with me and why I feel like I just could never lead 1 million people or whatever it may be. I don't want the title to feel like I'm better than somebody and subconsciously someone's like, hey man, that's bad, I gotta be careful. Like, no, bro,
100%.
How about you treat me like a human and I'll treat like a human. I just don't like, it just makes me feel weird. And
100%, man.
It is what it is. I didn't think that way 10 years ago, but I think about it now that I have 117 employees through 4 companies and people are like, hey, so what should we do? Okay, now I understand the leader part with the answers and direction, but it just is a little awkward when someone feels like they're inferior. I don't want anybody to feel that way, you know?
Yeah, that was an adjustment for me. Like the first time someone said, oh, it's really nice that the CEO set some time aside to talk to me one-on-one when I'm not in the hierarchy of the company, someone that is deserving of their time. And I was like, hold the fuck up. You're a part of my team. You have an integral part of the team. You should never feel like, like you just mentioned, that there's superiority to that. And I still don't like it. I hate the term CEO. I prefer co-founder as much as I can, or member number 1 at least, because I'm just one of the people. I'm here working just as hard as everyone else, and we got to work as a team, and it has to be a level playing field.
I mean, low playing field is a big deal. Doesn't exist in the real world in many places, but yeah.
Yep.
What are some brands today that are doing it right with their drops and everything? Just name a brand that you think that's doing it right in the sneaker space.
Man, I'm gonna give New Balance some love right now.
As before you even said that, I was like, you know what? I just read the question. And I was like sitting there, I was like, you know what? I think about my boy Joe Fresh Goods, think about some other people, and I'm like, yo, New Balance is doing it. So sorry. I said literally I whispered it as you're saying it. It's so crazy you said that.
Well, it's twofold. New Balance and Amamanye, we can get to them. But from a New Balance perspective, they're testing some things. They're trying to learn. They have drops that are like 600 pairs, and it's stupid. They should have never done it, basically that limited. But then they're also doing drops like the Ame Leon doors, where they take pre-orders, and they just make as many as people want, and they ship the pairs. They supply the demand. It comes 6 months later. It's a weird experience, but I can see them trying different things, and I appreciate that because like, we have the opposite of that, which is just like, I feel like we get manipulated sometimes as far as what we are told to want and how that happens through all this different shit. So I appreciate New Balance going out of their way to innovate a little bit.
Even hiring Joe Fresh Goods, hiring other people that really understand shit. I like the fact that it's not the swoosh, even though I wear the swoosh every day. I'm just saying it is nice to see different things. I remember jumping back in the New Balance probably 2 years ago, when Bodega did a collab with them, and I was like, oh shit, these are okay.
Yeah.
What does it mean to successfully release a sneaker in 2022?
I love that question. And a great segue to Amamanye. What they did last year with their Jordan 3 was, in my opinion, a perfect drop. They took care of their locals in store through a raffle. From my understanding, it's like almost everyone won who came through the store. They just allocated inventory to ensure their locals who support them day in and day out, who come there and shop when it's not just high heat, got that W. They did an online raffle for people who are busy, don't have time to jump through hoops, don't have time to learn the stuff that we teach and use the technology that we have, and just let them enter and win. And they allocated inventory to that made the success feel like it was there, right? And then to top it off, they did an online drop that was fucking flawless, bot protection, crushed everyone in their site, let manual users purchase, had great inventory. Like, that is a beautiful shoe with a great story that had high inventory. And everyone got a chance to win. And if you missed out, you can at least look at it and go, well, they did their job and I didn't get it. That shit happens, and I can move on to the next one. And I have to give them a lot of kudos. Every drop they've done has been like that. So we need more of that in the sneaker game.
Are there some sneaker retailers that do it better than others, or they try, to do better on release day versus others? Like, what? Tell me like a sneaker retailer you respect that. I mean, besides the one you just mentioned,
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Premier Boutique in Michigan. Hopefully, I'm not getting that wrong. And Courtside Sneakers in Canada. Both of them, I know, go out of their way to do different things to ensure shoes go to people who are going to actually wear them, or collectors, locals, not basically people exploiting their systems. I see them doing different things, trying different things, question and answers, puzzles, pictures, quizzes. Join my Twitch and listen for the password. Like, when you
are they tier 0 or tier 1 or they?
Premier is because they get Travis SB's. Courtside is more of a neighborhood account. They'll get like 80 pairs of a cool gray 11, but again, 80 pairs isn't fucking nothing, right, for the demand of that shoe. So it's just good to see stores trying anything and going out of their way. And some care more than others, but the ones that do care, we love to show them a ton of love within the community and as a company.
So let's jump into the metaverse real quick. I really don't want to talk about it. I'm sorry. It's fucked up because I know people are like, yo, why don't you want to talk about it? Blah, blah, whatever. You have an NFT yourself and everything else. And it's like, dog, everyone needs to calm the fuck down.
Yes.
It's coming. The more you guys talk about it, people think that it's going to be better. But actually, in a certain way, I think sometimes it's too much. You make everyone sick of it. You don't want people to hate things. What did you think about Nike buying RTFKT? And what does that mean for sneakers in the metaverse and NFTs in general?
Man, we're way too early for anyone to definitively say, X, Y, and Z is going to happen, or this is what it's going to look like. And I think as far as Nike buying, I believe it's Artifact. Hopefully I'm not getting it wrong, but it's interesting. They obviously want to make a digital play. I don't know what motivated them to do it, but clearly they see an acquisition path that can help drive physical goods sales through a digital experience and raise the brand awareness. That would be my guess. I think most sneakerheads aren't going to give a shit about the meta version of Nike. Maybe the next generation will, the younger kids will. But I think the older gen won't see it that way. And for me, it's about like we're doing an NFT drop around a sneaker, and we work with some great people, but it's about bridging that world of physical and digital. And there's an actual shoe that's going to ship to you.
100%. I mean, look, at the tangible item's a big deal. If someone told me I can own a Paris Dunk, I've owned 3 or 4 pairs. I think I paid $250 for each pair. If I could have a Paris Dunk today, or I could have the real one-of-one NFT Paris Dunk that was like, worth, 100 ETH, which is fucking like 200, 300 grand. Like, I'm still gonna want the Paris Dunk. I don't know. Just 100%. Me. I'm just saying. It's like that's what you choose.
Right.
Anyways, that's good. I appreciate that. I respect that too, and that was a very honest answer.
Yeah.
If people wanted to try out SoleSavy, where do they got to go to do it?
SoleSavy.com. Head to the website, learn a little bit more about us, throw your name on the wait list. We got a little process where we vet people out and just kind of get to know you a little bit before we let you into the community. And again, it's a place, if you love wearing your shoes, you want to wear shoes, you want to collect them, you're buying them for personal use, come on down and let's get you onto the community.
Is there an app or is it just a website?
There's also an app, but as far as like sign up goes, we're currently focused through the website.
Okay, so spell that out.
SoleSavy.com. SoleSavy, 1V.
And your Instagram, Twitter, everything?
Yeah,
TikTok,
same thing. At SoleSavy, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. SoleSavy on both platforms.
Beautiful. So every guest that comes on here, the last question that I ask every single person who comes on the show is there something you would like to ask me?
Yes. I want to ask you about your opinion on the sneaker industry from a distance as, a CEO, as a sneakerhead, as a father. You said you're not in it like you were before, but at a glance, what do you see from about the space right now?
It's trash. 100% trash. Just to say it like trash. Sneaker game is trash. The thing that sucks is that I'm involved in a sneaker store. You know, I've been involved in a sneaker store quietly for a long time, and things that I might say could affect it here and there. But at the same time, look, I've stepped back, whatever. We still win. We still do it. The guys I'm with are local. They're as tuned in as they can be. But it's like I've seen the OGs get disconnected to the people beneath them and then get really disconnected. And then they have the younger people running it. And then now I've seen those young people that were running the companies now become OGs, and now they're slightly getting out of it. You know what I mean? They had the personal relationships with the guys, the directors at Nike, and the collect, here and there, whatever. Bro, I've been on every aspect of it. Yeah. I'm part of AUG, if you know what that is, right? And so me and ASAP Rocky, we own a few companies here and there, and V-Loan is one of the companies, right? And Bari, ASAP Bari is one of the biggest parts. V-Loan has done ridiculous things in the streetwear space. And when he did his Nike V-Loan Air Force One, situation, we talked about certain things. We went to go have dinner one night. It was a V-Loan dinner. And we're sitting down, and the head chef of this place, and I'm like, oh my God, Lisa, what's up, girl? How you doing? I give her a big hug. And my boy, Bari's like, how the fuck you know Ben? She goes, Ben ran the Blue House. And Bari's mouth dropped, and he's just not very... we're a lot alike. He's very standoffish, not very necessarily easily approached. He's got an ego, and there's reasons why. And his jaw dropped. And he's like, when I heard that you work with Jay-Z, I didn't believe it. I heard this. He goes, how much more fucking shit could you be in? He goes, I can't believe. Blue House is a very secretive project that was part of Nike. We bought the Jim Morrison estate. It's on Venice Beach. There were some very big influential events that went there. Cause was painting there when he wasn't really famous. We released the Espo things, and a lot of things happen at this place. It's a very, very secretive energy house for Nike marketing. And he bugged out. And when I think about what we were doing back then and what's going on now, it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like Eddie Cruz, who I helped open Undefeated. He's a part owner of Supreme and created Union and all this other stuff. I just think about where the game is now, where it was then. And people say, well, of course, everything grows and blah, blah. It's just exploded. Is what I say. When I say explode, I don't mean like, oh, boom, it's a great thing. No, I mean literally like a bomb exploding and shit's, you got to clean it up. That's just where I am with it. Thank God for the most part, I guess I could help my kids get shoes when they care about them. Thank God they don't. I've been very blessed to have connects. It's a weird situation. I don't know, man. I kind of wish I could just walk away from it like I did back in the day. I was just wearing Vans and some Adidas and stuff. So I don't know. It's strange. But I do have some footwear in the works. And that's just my true opinion. I just feel like I wish people knew, and I'm not going to sit here and grill you or nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you've agreed to come on the show organically, so I want to talk about this. But
Yeah.
I think that you have plentiful knowledge about the sneaker history in the world. I just don't like the people that have none. Like, they're like,
for sure.
what do you mean? That's what Travis Scott and Uzi wore, so I'm going to wear them. I'm like, Doc, I sit there in these conversations like, oh my God, I remember Travis would like bug, he'll come by my shop and literally bug to get these SBs because SBs were hot. And, they were dead for a long time. Like, you couldn't fucking sell Dunkles or anything. And now it's like, boom, you can't get them and things go in cycles, and it's great. It's fine. And look, I'm not mad at it. And I don't want anybody to be discouraged because I'm an old grumpy man about it. If SoleSavy's gone, if Ben Baller is gone, if even fucking Undefeated is gone, whatever, the sneaker game is going to continue. It is out of control. It is going to exist far longer than we could imagine. And in a way, it also makes me proud because when I think about certain things, there was a certain point in time in 2005, 2008, and I see a girl wearing dunks. She's like, oh, I'm wearing my dunks and blah, blah. You don't even know you're wearing those because of me. And someone could be like, get your ego out of control. No. I'm not going to. Because I was a part of the marketing in 2001, 2002, and 2003 and launching it and launching the SB Dunk and bringing it out and why it was popular in certain things and why it's finally gone to the mainstream. So, that's where it is. Sorry, it was a long answer, but.
No, I mean, it's a great answer. And all I would say to that is like, damn, I got to fix your opinion of the industry. Like, I think that's what our mission is in some degree. It's like, how can you?
No, man, don't listen. Don't fix mine. Fix anybody else's. I'm too old and I don't even care, bro.
Yeah, but other people feel like you, right? Like we gotta change some things, and it starts with like, if you're gonna buy this because Travis wore it, at least understand some of the why and the history. Like, take 5 minutes and learn about it. But this conversation could go on for an hour. I have many thoughts, but hey, we'll let our
we could do part
speak.
2. We could do part 2 another time. So, anyways. I got to thank Dejan. Make sure you guys go to SoleSavy.com. And again, I really do appreciate you coming on the show and breaking it down. This was a very in-depth, good interview. You seem very well-versed, very articulate. I see you got some shit in the background behind you. And, nice little, okay, you got the Tom Sachs, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, yo, dog, if you don't have anything that's just not, okay, so I see the Paras. But I'm just saying like, hey, you said the New Balance thing, and that was nice, especially because it was coming out of my mouth and you said it. So
this is my podcast background. It's got to be visually. This is a decade of collecting here, and this one right here is the most important thing right there. It's a photo of me and the little guy.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me,
Miles. Can you cue in some music? Yeah. We're gonna go to a commercial and we'll be right back. Yo, big news. Big news. My first part of my official Bathing Ape collaboration is dropping next month, guys. Yes, I forgot it's motherfucking February. It feels still like the first week of January. This motherfucking month went by faster than fuck. So yeah, it's February. Yesterday was 2/2/22, Deuce Day. I don't know what the fuck does that mean? Nothing, right? So yeah, it is February. My collab drops next month. We're going to do LA first. I think maybe New York next. And I think obviously the motherland flagship store, Tokyo. So much love to my boy Kev and the whole Bathing Ape team, IT, all that. Official Bape collab. I am fucking flattered. I'm floored, actually. Just to see my name next to that Bape logo is fucking crazy because it's been something we're working on for so fucking long. It's been talks. There's been talks on and off for almost 10 years. I went on the Clubhouse app for the first time in a very, very long time. And, there's a lot of culture on there, a lot of talk. It seems like there's actually more predominantly Black people on Clubhouse now. I like that. It's funny because it gets cracking in there. And I went in this room, my boy Mikey Jets was in there. And this dude, I forgot his name, super flamboyant, hella funny, outwardly gay, personality, whatever. He was running this room and he was fucking cracking me the fuck up. And the room was academics exposed. And I was like, oh shit. And there's all these girls that I guess he flew out, that he was trying to fuck with here and there. I guess he was fucking with some of them. And they were talking about how academics likes getting his booty hole ate and getting his booty fingered and all that shit. And I kept thinking about that Amber Rose tweet about Kanye, and it was just fucking crazy. It was too much. I had to walk out of the room. I was like, all right, let me get the fuck out of here. This shit is crazy. Anyways, as you know, if you watch sports, then you know, not only did Black History kick off this month, but the day, February 1st, Black History Month started, sorry. Brian Flores, former head coach of the Miami Dolphins, he decided to kick in the motherfucking door. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said, fuck this. I'm about to start shit cracking. Very intelligent, very articulate. Obviously, dude was pushed into a corner. I don't need to talk about this. You guys already know. I mean, he literally took over SportsCenter, all ESPN, everything is talk of sports. And, you know, there's all kinds of shit going on with the racism and not enough black coaches and things like that. And it's like, you know, and it's not an NFL issue. It's the owner's issues. I don't know how much, you know, the NFL could really do, right? And obviously fucking Brian Flores is a king. This dude's amazing. And, you know, he's not snitching. It's like, fuck, enough is enough. And good for him. You know, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is because, you know, racism obviously does exist with these owners, and, you know, they ain't about to tell nobody they're motherfucking all billionaires. Ain't no black fucking owner, you know, I think Jay-Z, whatever, but that's like, the NBA and the NFL is totally different, and it's a different thing. And one of my favorite podcasts, you know, Swagoo and Perk, they break all that shit down. You know, how Jerry Jones, these other NFL owners, there's no relationship with the players. You know what I'm saying? With the owners. Like, yeah, Tom Brady has a relationship, you know, usually the quarterback, something like that. But it ain't like, even like Quandre Diggs, it ain't like he gets to talk to fucking, you know, Jody Allen and shit. And it was crazy, you know, see all this stuff and all he talks and things. And it's like, black people are tired of talking about racism in sports, let alone in the NFL. And it's like, you got Chris Bosh. I'm not watching. Shut the fuck up, Chris Bosh, you fucking punk ass little bitch. Fuck out of here, dog. Just talking about, I'm not going to watch any NFL anymore until fucking, bitch, yeah, right. Shut your dumb ass up. Until there's more black coaches. Like, dog, look, again, people are tired of talking about it. It's got to be talked about because it's the truth, right? The reason why I'm bringing this up is Colin Kaepernick started trending. And if you don't watch sports, you could even be a casual fan. I'm talking about someone who just watches the Super Bowl, watches maybe a big game. If you don't watch sports, then you know Colin Kaepernick, when he decided to take that knee, that year, maybe the next year, he could have played backup somewhere else, okay? And that was 6 years ago or 5, however long ago it was. But dude was an average QB at that time. Don't get it gassed. Don't gas yourself. Dude cannot play nowhere right now. Geno Smith will fuck Colin Kaepernick up today. Don't get it fucking twisted. That motherfucker was ass. He was a mediocre QB, and that's what it is. But he is an amazing activist, and he woke shit up. And I can't front and take that away from there. Yeah, he's a fucking Niner, but I'm just letting you know. Racism shit does exist and everything, and it is what it is. But, you know, he's making more money as an activist than he was as a player and whatever, and they're not going to give him no fucking job in the NFL. Stop the cap, man. Speaking of the Niners, Jimmy G is gone. He just wants to go to a team that's going to win. Who fucking knows where he's going to go? But good luck. You know, I don't think he's going to do anything, period. It ain't like that motherfucker's going to, he'll be bouncing around from here and there. Now that's it. It's history for him. Russell Wilson, I think he's going somewhere. I don't think he's staying with us. I'll be honest with you guys. Talk about it here. Speaking of the Seahawks, Quandre Diggs, who has been on the podcast before. He is a 2-time Pro Bowler. He is currently top 3 best safety in the NFL. I want him to come on. He's been ranting a lot about a lot of things. There's a situation now with the Seahawks now where we need to pay him and compensate him for the shit that he has done for us. Jody, everyone in the fucking front office needs to take care of him. I'm going to ask Quandre some hard questions. And he's going to be on next week. A week from today, we're going to have him on, and we're going to get into some shit. And that's my dog. Just so you know. He's Fucking, I love Quandre. That's that motherfucker. He's the man. I want to ask about Russell too, because people are mad about Russell's salary here and there, and it brings up the Richard Sherman podcast. I guess he has his own podcast with Cliff Averill. The thing that people don't realize is Richard Sherman is a fucking very intelligent guy. He is a smart guy. He went to Stanford. He studied communications. This dude is very articulate, very well versed. But the shit that he said about Russ is some bitch shit. The shit he said about the 12s, some bitch shit. Like, come on, dog. And you're talking about accountability? Sherm, bruh, you got shit-faced, pissy drunk and drove to your baby mama house and almost tried to fucking kill her dad and cause all this drama. Talk about accountability? Come on, dog. You was one of my favorite players, but I had your jersey. Like, why, man? I'm just not with all this shit, with talking shit about your old team and all this crazy stuff. And I don't know, man. I thought it was petty. I thought it was classless. You better than that, dog. You part of the, the LOB. Like, wow, the hate, bro. You got a ring. Shit. I don't know, man. KJ Wright, I wanted to keep him. I understand the business is weird. We make some weird decisions at the front office. And Jordan Brooks took his position pretty much. They wanted to build that. But KJ Wright still is balling. Went to the Raiders, and he just jumped on the Man-to-Man podcast, Seahawks Man-to-Man podcast, my boy Chris Kidd and my boy Mike Dugar. And he said some shit. And I don't know. I ain't got a problem with him saying some things because I guess, I would be salty, if I was in this situation. He's definitely still loves Seattle, but, like, we should have kept him. But, like, dog, but at the same time, like, a lot has changed this year. So you don't really know what's going on in the locker room because there's motherfuckers that are in the locker room that don't know what's going on. So no matter how much time you spent, with us in Seattle, it's just different, man. But just weird how motherfuckers just saying all this shit and whatever. And just a weird week in fucking sports, man. It's just fucking weird. Next week is the Super Bowl. And I just finished the official NFL honors, the NFL Fan of the Year chain, courtesy of Captain Morgan, one of the biggest NFL sponsors, one of my biggest endorsements. We're going to get lit next week. We got the NFL Fan Honors. We got the NFL Fan of the Year. We got the fucking brunch. I got the XL, dinner party. It's going to be a crazy week in LA. Super Bowl fucking tickets are absolutely ludicrous. 18 rows up. Okay. 50-yard line, 18 rows up. They're asking 26 bands a ticket. Okay. I saw 18-person luxury suite with food, catering, all that stuff sell for $1.5 million. And motherfuckers are asking for $1 million for multiple different suites. Like, who got that kind of money? Now, thank God that Captain Morgan, and my other sponsors are, I'm not having to lose my money. If I don't get my Instagram page next week, I'm still going to pivot and do my things, but I'm not going to the Super Bowl. And I'm not mad at all. Don't want to go. Rather watch it at home. I got some fucking amazing catering that's going to happen at the house. Going to have the Dust Brothers. Who knows? We're going to be chilling, eating some good ass food. I got break out some motherfucking, habiki. I got my Captain Morgan special drinks. I got the OG Spice and Ice, which is delicious. Hope you guys have tried that. By the way, anybody who ordered the OG Spice and Ice holiday kit, just so you know, you should have gotten your special Ben Baller glasses. I sent that out just at my own little, special little gift for the people who supported. But yeah, gonna watch Super Bowl at the house. I always have great food here at the house. And one day, you know what? If a motherfucker's cool and he can be background checked and everything and all that and COVID and everything, I might have a motherfucker come down, a BTB Army member come through and watch the game in the man cave and all that good shit. Oh yeah, last thing. Lakers are playing like shit. I don't fucking know what to say. The fucking Nets are playing like the fucking Lakers when they don't have KD. It's just fucking weird. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because Jerry West has spilled some tea. And I always wonder why Jerry seems so salty. And I don't like hearing bad shit about my squad. But this some punk ass bitch shit. Okay. I don't know if it was Genie Bus. I don't know if it was a brother. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But Jerry West is the logo. He's the NBA logo. Okay. Arguably one of the greatest. Oh, I'm sorry. He is one of the greatest Lakers to ever play the game. One of the greatest basketball players ever in history to play the game. This man is a big part of our Lakers organization. And before Dr. Jerry Buss passed away, the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers, He promised him lifetime season tickets. I don't know if it was 2 seats or 4 seats, but that's not like, that's like the least they could do for Jerry West. And one day he received a phone call. I'm sorry, he didn't receive a phone call. They text messaged his wife to tell her that they're no longer getting their free tickets. Now, I know Jerry's like fucking 70 years old or whatever, but come on, dog. Like, really, man? That's just, that type of shit, man, that just reminds me of some fucking James Dolan shit. Speaking of which, there's a rumor that I don't know who fucking said it, was Charles Barkley, Charles Oakley. I'm not confusing the two, it's just I can't remember which one said it. But it said that James Dolan's the reason why LeBron James didn't sign with the Knicks. Now, that'd have been dope. I don't know. I thought that'd have been cool if LeBron signed with the Knicks. Something about MSG and that team. I never hated the Knicks. I thought it was kind of fucking cool. But anyways, guys, that is it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. For those of you who fuck with the hobby, my next Project 70 card is dropping. It could potentially be my last card, which means I would not finish the entire set. Don't get mad at me, y'all. I did everything I had to do. But it's a very special card. It is Mike Trout. I did a very special dope-ass Mike Trout type card. There will be Mike Trout autos. So this is going to be fucking dope. Do not sleep. And real quick, guys, sorry. BTB Army. I want to tell you guys real quick. SoleSavy, this episode's sponsor, is offering the BTB Army an exclusive offer to try out their first month of membership. Okay? This includes full access to their sneaker monitors, drop alerts, the assist tool, exclusive links, training, and their member-only Slack channel. All for just $7. Guys, there's no commitment, no catch. You can cancel anytime. Sign up at solesavvy.com/baller and use code BALLER at checkout. Okay? That's an entire month of full access for just $7. All right? So go to solesavy.com/baller. Use code BALLER. Guys, get sneakers for retail. Avoid paying resale. Try SoleSavy out today. And that is it. This is not your practice life. Yo, have a great weekend. Korean John Cusack is out. I love you guys. Yo, Lakey Lake, let's get the fuck out of here.